Howdy guys, how's it going? So we are getting out here on a nice cool winter day. Finally going to be doing more of a bushcraft camp, which I've been really looking forward to. Coming out today, we have just a small pack loadout with my titanium canteen mess kit set. Now I don't know the capacity of this bag exactly. It's the Nutsack rucksack. So it's made by a company called Nutsack, and this is their rucksack, which is the only backpack I believe they make. This is actually meant more of a, to be more of a EDC type bag, but I just love the look of it. It's the wax canvas and the leather and everything, so I thought it made it really fits the bushcraft aesthetic, and it was kind of the perfect size overall to hold what we need. Now we don't have a wool blanket with us. I've got on this Leicester River 100% wool anorak style shirt jacket. Underneath it, all I have on is a wind rider thin moisture wicking shirt, and then I have a Sky Goat fleece hoodie in the very bottom of this pack, and that will be all we have in terms of cover. So we'll just be relying on the heat from the fire, and then we'll get to the shelter system here in a second. I'll also take and show you guys a full dump out of what I brought with me. One thing that I'll have to do here very soon is start cutting firewood, because we've got, I think, just at about 2 hours of sunlight left, maybe 2.5, depending on the way the sun's going to set over there, probably just more around 2. But I got a new saw. This is the Agawa, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Boreal 24-inch folding saw. And for those of you who have been in and around the bushcraft community for a while will definitely recognize this saw, but that nice little straight profile you've seen folds out into a 24-inch bow saw, buck saw. Not used it yet. This has their Rancher blade on it, which is their more aggressive blade option, super sharp, not cut anything with it yet. So we'll get to doing that. Now you might recognize this spot, and I come to this spot for a reason. One, because I knew the distance of these two trees in particular, and I knew this area is a bit sheltered from wind. The last time that I was here, we done a kind of like a survival overnighter here last winter when it got down into, I believe, the low 20s, and tonight it's supposed to be getting down to 25 degrees, so you know, well below freezing. But especially compared to that night, we should be good. Okay, so for overhead shelter system, the thing I'm going to be trying, I've only set this up once in my backyard, and I've got 2 of these, and I'll explain why I have 2 of these, not with me, but overall in a second. But this is One Wind's new multi-purpose shelter. It's kind of hard, it doesn't have a specific name, at least not yet. You guys know that I have and have used quite a bit that One Wind ultralight kind of like lean-to style shelter that stakes out to the sides a bit. They make really affordable, lightweight gear for, camping and bushcraft. So I really wanted to give this a go. You can wear this kind of as a cape poncho. But we got the shelter there, and then it comes with a handful of stakes and 2 guy lines, or 1 guy line, my bad. It comes with 1 guy line. Or I put the other guy line in the other bag, I'm not sure. Now I kind of have to show you this off to the side here because the sun is hitting right where y'all need to be. But so this is the shelter system, and this is meant to be an ultralight, potentially an emergency shelter depending on how you decide to use it or need to use it. But the part here that cinches up where you can put your trekking pole, or in our case we're going to go from a guideline, you can put this over you, wear that as a hood, and then it's got a waterproof zipper at the bottom. So you can zip it up, snap it, close the neck, you can go all the way up to your chin. And I mean, at this point, you could even just take and sit down and ride out whatever storm you needed to, or hike with it on. Thought that was pretty nifty, but obviously we're going to be using it as a shelter. And I have my Bushman Gear poncho bivy 4-in-1 in that bag as well, because I think it's a good idea to still have a poncho with you. Instead of using the guy line that come with it, brought 3 of the rope rollers. I've already run the ridge line with this one. And like I said, I've done that first because I wanted to make sure that one of these would be able to stretch across the length of this, and it was pretty much the perfect length. I just had to tie that little bit. I had to make like a loop right there to put the roller cam through with some jute twine. But up here at this hood peak area, there is the tie-off point. Just going to loop through that. We definitely don't need this much cordage for this part of it. And we probably have to adjust the height of this. And the way I've done that, I can loosen that and go up this tree, and we can fix the height wherever we need it to be. We want tension. Clip that on there. And then now we just need to figure out the exact pitch we want for the stakeout points, and then we'll raise or lower this. The saw definitely can hold its own already. I think it can leave the majority of that one. There you have it, guys. You can take and pitch this higher if you wanted like a shelter to like sit under. I mean, you can still sit under it with the way that I've got it. But since we're going to be sleeping, there's no precipitation. Since we're going to be sleeping under it, I wanted it as low as possible to trap the heat, to have a lower profile on the ground once we get our stuff in here. But I'm 5'10", and this is like the perfect length. Well, there's actually room to spare since I've done it this low, but if you pitch it higher, it just kind of comes in a bit at the feet. But for what it's intended to be, like an emergency shelter, or if you're a shorter person and you wanted to use this as just a constant go-to shelter, that would be just fine. There's still plenty of room over here to the back end. Like if you wanted to put your pack right here to kind of hold this material up, you could even scoot in further if you had more inclement weather rolling in. But not too shabby. All right, let's have a little gander at what we brought with us. Depending on how this camp out goes and this video does, I might end up doing like a dedicated video showing all this. So if you see like a duplicate on that end, then that is why. So you've seen the roller cam that I brought with me. I brought 3 of those. I knew that I needed most likely 2 for the shelter, but then I also needed a 3rd one to go around the bag to hold the top end of that saw more flush against it, so that like when I was going underneath trees and brush and stuff, it didn't get drug out or snagged up. This 3rd one is just going to go around the tree to keep my bag off the ground here in a bit. And those was in this front pocket. The only other thing I got in the front pocket is a Sign Sky rechargeable headlamp. And then on the outside as well, in the other side pocket, opposite of where I had the saw, I got a pack of biodegradable combat wipes. The very top here, we've got a Rhino Rescue mini IFAC tourniquet on the bottom. Then on the inside, you have I believe it's 4-inch Israeli bandage, and plus I have the med kit I always carry in my cargo pocket, and compressed gauze. And then I added a thing of Quick Clot to it. So between that and pretty much a duplicated setup in my left cargo pocket, minus the tourniquet. Well, and I have a 6-inch Israeli bandage in my left cargo pocket. That'll handle any bleeding we get. Okay, oh, here is a multi-purpose bag. Has a UCO lantern in it, sewing kit, This is a County Com titanium vault, or cylinder vault. It's got medication in it like ibuprofen, Benadryl, you know, all the same olds. Then I got a large power bank. This could be used to charge that headlamp for like 2 weeks probably. But that's, you know, to recharge all the recording stuff and things of that nature. The charging cable's in here. Got some no-sew patches. And then this is something we may or may not use. This is a break apart hand warmer, an electric hand warmer. So you could have, you know, like one of these in each hand, each glove, each mitten, whatever. With this large pocket down here, you could put them together, or if you need to put them in your sleeping bag or your emergency bivy bag or something along those lines, that would be a source of heat for that. So then we have got our hideout thermo poncho bivy hammock cover, hammock under quilt. It does a million different things. It can be a bivy bag with a bug net over your face. Might use it as a bivy bag, but I'm more going to be reliant on the heat from the fire, so we might not even use this. I know a lot of you guys, because this does have a reflective side on it, it'd be great to set this up here, since we already have these logs, as a lower end windbreak, and, you know, just put a windbreak on this upper end, which is where most of the wind would be coming from, kind of in at this angle, and then the heat would reflect better off of that. But I really want to try out this shelter right here, so that is why we're not going with that. But we have that as an option. It's not, we ain't going to really be using it, like we ain't going to need it anyways for this, but this is a titanium pack grill. Our meal for tonight is going to be chicken Alfredo pasta from Right on Trek. That was in the past battle box that we got, and I've had their stuff before and it's been really good. There's our long-handled spork. Here is a fire kit. I still have the stuff that I always carry on my person, but this is a flint and steel kit. This right here is a Titan Survival Emergency Blanket, or TA Camo, same company. It's one of those Mylar, it's essentially a Mylar blanket that has taped seams, and we're going to do something a little bit different with that. We're not going to be sleeping in it. And then, yeah, the last thing I have is a Sky Goat hoodie. This thing is insanely warm. It also doesn't let any wind through, but it's still like wicking and is breathable. So this will go underneath this, because this Lester River Bushcraft shirt jacket, Boreal Anorak, whatever you want to call it, super warm, holds heat very well, but any type of wool garment's not going to be fully windproof. So that right there would solve that issue. And then it was in a little hidden pocket there. But then we do have our metal canteen set, but here is a 1 liter Hydra Pack. No, okay, this is the stow, sorry. The Hydra Pack 1 liter stow, and there's screw-on filter, so we can take, and for ease of use, fill this up at the creek, screw this on, and just fill our canteen up, and don't have to worry about boiling water. So yeah, guys, that is everything that we brought with us. Just a good assortment of quality gear, and you know, I think it'll still be a very nice, comfortable night. So. Again, you probably couldn't see it before, but I've got a CV fixed blade knife. This is also out of the last battle box, so wanted to bring it out and play around with it some. Whew, there we go. So that is the fire pit sorted for the most part. I have a piece to measure by, so we know kind of what to go with as far as sawing other pieces of wood. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so now I got a respectable amount of wood. Obviously going to have to get more, but I can saw wood in dark. One thing I want to do before it gets dark is do the thing I'm going to do with this Titan emergency space blanket, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to use this a couple times for the purpose that I'm about to. But this is the orange one, and this is made out of the same type of mylar that their XL heavy duty blanket is, which is why I feel comfortable using it for this purpose. Oh yeah. Oh wow, this thing's actually bigger than I thought it was. But yeah, just like professionally take seams with my arms fully extended, it touches the ground. But this is going to be our mattress, so we got to take and stuff this with leaf debris, but try to avoid getting as many sticks and pointy things in it as we can. Starting to look comfy already. Oh yeah. It's already a good sized bit for our torso, and we're going to keep our boots on. Don't feel nothing sharp poking me. So I'm going to continue to do that. It's definitely getting a bit chilly, but I've got a lot of insulation here around the upper area, and going down. Like I said, I'll probably let my feet hang off because like these are Belleville 600, they're either 400 or 600 grams insulation wool socks, so I ain't gonna have any issues there. So I'm going to gather this up and tie it with a piece of jute twine, not super tight, just to keep it from spreading up to further up in this area and keep everything compacted. But I'm going to tie this in a fashion to where I can get it undone, so that if I need to add more insulation after I've really compressed it down, then I could do so. So just a simple square knot that's not too tight should be just fine. This is a part that you do want to be delicate about, because this is when it's the easiest to rip open your bag after spending all that time gather and everything, the last thing you want to do is have it burst open on you. Oh yeah. I'll take and have to move the leaf debris and everything in it around just a little bit, the way that I want it, in a comfortable fashion. Found a tulip poplar tree that fell amongst some of these laurels, and it was just too hard to work with the tripod and get in there. But I broke a bunch of limbs off of it because the bark of that is what we need to shave off to make our bird's nest that we'll use with our striker and stone. So this is another great use for one of these wax canvas sit pads, ground mats. It's just so versatile, but that's what we're going to be shaving our tinder material into. But that is the CD knife that we got. I have forgot the name of it. Since we have, normally you have to go a little bit slower at this because you'll just lose all your shavings on the ground, or you just won't really be able to grip them and pick them up. Plus they'd get really wet if you didn't keep them in a really concentrated area. This one's been dead for a hot minute, so a lot of this would just peel off. It's just easier. Plus, dead tulip poplar burns really well, and this was kind of suspended off the ground in those laurels, so this would be great for thumb-sized. And anytime you're using a striker and stone to start a fire, you really don't want to play around with having a small bird's nest, so it's better to, have too much than too little. Alright, I'm going to add just a few more to that, and then I'm just going to wrap this up and set it aside because I don't really want to start the fire until it's right at dark. Alrighty guys, I just got back from filtering some water. I filled up the canteen, and then I got the 1 liter Hydro Pack filled up with water, and this is what I'm using to squeeze it out so after we drink this, because we'll have some tea in a bit. Then we'll have water with our food. But I was really happy to find out that the front pouch on my canteen thing can actually hold that Hydro Pack filter and this storage bag rolled up. The sun has went down. It has cooled off considerably, so it is time to get the fire going. Get the fire kit situated. So here I got a cubic carbon steel striker, and then that is just a piece of quartz that I found. It's really the best and most commonly found type of rock that you'll be able to find around in my area. I just rolled up our tinder bundle in this, which is a good way to transport it if you decide or have the need to do so. Make sure we get all of that fine stuff. And like with this, there's going to be this really fine powdery dust-like stuff. And once we get our piece of char cloth kind of down in the center of that, we'll slowly introduce a bit of this really, really fine stuff in there. Piece of char cloth. Part of this whole process I always struggle with the most is just separating this stuff without absolutely destroying it. Then decide the best way that we want to. I don't know how well y'all can see those sparks with the light, but that's what we're going for. Let me just pinch it right there near the top. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh. Oh, there we go. That right there took some blowing. Normally poplar bark doesn't give that much of trouble, but we have had a lot of rain, so maybe it's holding on to some residual moisture, but for the most part it felt really dry. And don't worry, at this point we're not smothering it at all. It's just good because now that means all that natural material has started to develop, like it's starting to burn, so the embers and ashes of that will catch and smolder for a bit. Now we just don't want to lose our rock in this, so go ahead and put that back in. But there's our first flint and, or I'm just going to keep calling it flint and steel fire of 2023's winter. Yeah, as much as that's smoking, it had to have just been holding on to some type of unforeseen moisture that I guess I couldn't quite feel it. Still work though. I'm telling you guys now, if you've never used one of these collapsible bellows, highly recommend picking up one or a set. This one is from Getter Gear, same place as that titanium grill that I used in the tent, in the video with the light fighter tent, cooking that deer meat. They seem to have like one of the best prices for per quality of these that I've seen. So yeah, I just put on the Lester River wool shirt jacket deal here, but the Sky Goat thing's still in there because I know that being by this fire, this is all that I need. Plus that is fleece and this is 100% wool, so it's more fire resistant, and that will go on right before we decide to kind of bed down a bit. And I still got wood to collect and all that type of stuff, but we're just going to kind of maintain a small fire for now. But our mattress here is very, very comfortable. Two things that I did forget to mention, I think earlier, that I brought is like inside this giant front pocket, I have these two Romanian military surplus mittens that are lined, and I got these come from One Thief Surplus. So yeah, I have all the gear and stuff that I used in this video linked down below, but that's how we're going to keep our hands warm. And then we got the leather gloves to work around the fire. So this right here is just like kind of was the punkiest and most like moisture filled large piece of wood. I don't know if I'm crazy, but it sounds like a couple of ridges over somebody's coon hunting something. Either that or an animal's having a very rough go of it. I think somebody's coon hunting somewhere. I want to lay in here now. Oh yeah. And I could definitely scoot further to the left here, like get further up underneath. But you can definitely feel the heat coming in here. Like right now doing stuff around the fire, I'm not going to need any, definitely not going to need to put on that Sky Goat hoodie. God, this truthfully though, this right here is actually nicer than, like more comfortable than a air pad. But I'm going to have to lose the wool anorak because being near the fire, it's just too hot and I'm starting to sweat a bit. Might switch to the Sky Fleece, but being right by the fire, right now it's probably 39, 38 degrees, probably 38 degrees, because the temperature's not supposed to dip down below freezing until around midnight, 11 p.m. It's kind of just like showing on the weather, just like a steady decline. Okay, definitely gotta put something on because this is a Wiccan UV shirt, so it's designed to keep you cool. And my front's fine, but my back's feeling it. Guys, took the schmog off for a second. Got the Sky Goat hoodie on. This thing will be plenty more, like still probably end up sweating a little bit with this. And this thing has, it's like really a nice fleece up and around your neck anyways. So should be dandy. I forgot about our little lantern here. Been rocking with this little bad boy for quite a bit. I think I can actually clip it in right there where that roller cam is. All right there is perfect. I'm really hungry, so I want to go ahead and get to the Alfredo pasta. But I wasn't paying any attention. This won't come in the battle box. This is not a meal that you pour boiling water into the bag. You actually boil it in a pot. Now, like, the biggest thing I got is my canteen cup, and this is a 2-person serving. So I'm just going to shake it up to make sure all the powder and stuff is mixed correctly. And then it says 14 ounces of water. Probably get that water heated up first. We're going to need our leather gloves. That should sit there. Well, I have been shaking this because I just remembered, it wasn't from them, but I took and made half of a packet of stuff like this one time, and it was good. Like, the pasta went fine, but I just didn't mix up the powder or anything before I tried to split it. So that was the problem I ran into. So I got that water right there boiling. What is this? What? Oh, this is the diced chicken. So I'm supposed to boil for 1 minute. So we'll do half the chicken, what the chicken looks like. So, to be honest, the cheese powder is what I care the most about. Never quite get enough cheese in your life. And by the way, this is completely my fault. I've just been eating the bag meals the past few times I've went out with anything like this, and I just did not think to even read it because I don't know. Just a lack of thought, really. Okay, so that's a minute. And just add till I think it looks right. Okay, that right there is probably too much, so I probably need to add a little bit more water maybe. But I feel like that's something I can do afterwards. Okay, so I put the rest of the chicken in there and let it boil down a bit. I figure out a way up there because there's really not that much left in here. I can just get more. I'll see if it'll fit. I mean, it's not a big deal, but if anything, that's a whole pack in a 750 milliliter canteen cup. Coals put to the side so it should simmer better. I will say though, the herbs and all that stuff in this look really good. Oh yeah, that right there is thickened up real nice. So I kind of let that boil, and like we didn't have any sticking, which I'm a little surprised about. But I'm just going to leave the lid on it and let it set for a few minutes, and I'm going to put it inside my homemade cozy, whatever you want to call it. That way it doesn't lose heat too quickly. And I think we got away with it. So I took and drunk all of my water and used the rest of it for whenever we was making that. So it's time to filter some more. And Hydropac's filter, and it just threads on like so. And because this bag is, you know, this collapsible kind, it's pretty quick and easy to filter compared to a lot of other filters. I mean, look at that flow rate. I was very careful to, you know, get it out of a clean part of the creek. So yeah, that right there was filtering a liter of water in under a minute for sure. It's a cool deal. And I'll store this bag with a little bit of moisture that's in it. Like, it won't hurt anything. But as far as the filter, you don't want to leave these out, because any water that's left around those fiber filament doojigs that filter stuff out can freeze and like burst, and then the filter essentially won't do what it's designed to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the pocket of my wool anorak. So yeah, this is thickened up just so beautifully. Chicken's done, pasta super soft. I brought some creamer for my coffee in the morning, but I didn't bring my full Bushcraft spice kit. I wish I had, because this could use a bit of salt, some black pepper, and some Italian seasoning. But it tastes really fresh. And one thing, it's just very, like this canteen cup is like heavy. That's how like dense it is. So I'm gonna, there's already about 10 o'clock. It's for sure about time to put that thing on. So we'll be hitting the hay soon. I'm just leaving all the wood that I got now, especially all that big wood, and I got all this little wood nearby I can throw on throughout the night. And I'm just walking around right now while I'm up just to move around and getting wood and putting it on, just, you know, to sustain everything. So I will get back with y'all whenever it is bedtime. Alrighty, well, I know that I'm about ready to hit the hay. I've just been sitting by the fire enjoying it. But now it's time to change the configuration up a bit, because this log right here in front will be blocking, like has been blocking a lot of the heat, and that's partly why I put it there. Because to begin with, like sitting there, and I knew like when I was eating and stuff, it's just going to be too hot for my liking. So now we're going to relocate it and position one of our other large logs. Smoke in the eyes. And then we'll go there. Didn't really plan on that piece that they're leaning on being there, but it is what it is. And that gives us this kind of V channel that will feed wood into, which I'm going to go around right now and collect some more so we don't mess with none of our stuff. Then we got our other large pieces over there. I just put some more pieces there in the center and stuck them in along the lines. Oh. So I'm going to get under here and focus on getting comfortable. Oh. So yeah, guys, it'll be a fun one. The only other, I might end up putting my shemagh around my face. Like I can sleep with my face tucked into this like integrated neck gaiter that's on this wool anorak and cinch it down, but I'll be having to get up and put stuff on the fire so often anyways. But if nothing major happens, I will see y'all in the morning. Oh, good morning, guys. It is just now about 5:35 a.m. Last night was kind of went, as to be expected. I just took and threw the last few pieces that I had left here, along with one of the other. I put one of the other large pieces on last night and kind of traded places with them. But I'd say the last pieces I had saved, and they flamed right back up because we had a decently nice bed of coals. Because I actually, after like restoking the fire once or twice, like I fell back asleep, and then I found that if I kind of laid more like in this fetal position, I mean, you know, everything's closer together, but it also kind of just, the heat circulates a bit better. And then between the fleece and this wool jacket and mittens, and then I just put my face down inside of this neck gaiter part and the hood and just kind of turtle shelled. And just with the clothing that I got, it was like more than sustainable overall. But I'm really looking forward to my headlamp. For one thing, it's not letting me look straight up right now, but I'm definitely ready for a cup of coffee. I'm pretty sure I have enough water left, and it was sitting right here. Obviously I got up a second ago to set the tripod up, but it shouldn't be frozen. It was like where I let the fire die down a lot there that last bit till I just woke up probably like 15-20 minutes ago. Like some frost crystals had developed underneath here, but overall couldn't ask for a better night to do it. It ended up being no wind whatsoever, which is always nice. Anytime you're sleeping beside a fire, you ain't worried about the smoke and stuff bellowing up underneath here. But the one wind shelter done great. I don't think we burned any holes in it or anything. I'll get it out and I'll show you guys like the configuration with the two of these things put together, because it's like an awning situation and you could easily sleep 2 people underneath it, like very comfortably. Oh, and the mattress done, or leaf mattress done great. I think I only tore 1 hole in it down at the bottom. That's just because the rubber of my boot sole like caught it like 3 different times as I was getting in and out. So I mean, that's forgivable. If this was like one of those other like, you know, Mylar sleeping bag things like I had, you could just look at it and them things will tear down the middle. So this one done very good, and you could easily, if you didn't move this thing, you could sleep on this thing, I guess I'd just say probably about a week or 2. Oh, there is an owl of some sort nearby. Yeah, so like put that bottle back in there, but I had my tea and got like so it was essentially like a tea bag of coffee. Then on this side, I got a little vial of creamer like I carry in my spice kit. Oh, coffee is what makes waking up worth it. Well, guys, all in all, that was, truthfully, I mean, that was a decent sleep. All things considered, if it was windy, that would have thrown, you know, just a whole nother monkey wrench into the equation. But nice, peaceful night. I really do like this emergency sleeping bag mattress setup, as opposed to like had to do like 2 trash bags or the different types of things like that. I mean, the old fan favorite 55-gallon drum liners, that works, you know, great too. That's just a proven method, and those are thicker, but this right here just kind of has a little bit more versatility with like the reflective properties that you could use it for. But it worked well. Like when we done that other survival challenge with that survival kit that we put together, I done forgot. I think I just made like this whole area like a leaf mattress and put an emergency blanket down over it, I believe. It might actually have been a good idea to turn this inside out. That way that reflective material was kind of focused up towards my body. I just was kind of focused on getting everything set up and done and recorded, and you know, just didn't cross the old noggin at the time. But it feels really good. This is what I really enjoy doing, the bushcrafty type stuff. Just got you know, a lot of gear testing to do, and we're going to do tons of this. We've got multiple survival kits we got to test out. So with that said, that's going to do it for this. I'm going to take and start getting things packed up, because right by the time this finishes burning down, the sun should be right up over the horizon, and we'll head out. But make sure that you hit that thumbs up button on this video, subscribe to the channel. That way you can check out all the new ones. Hit the notification bell so you'll be among the first looking balls to gaze upon the video. Check out any and all of the past videos. Hit me up in that comment section. Thoughts, questions, opinions, anything that crosses your mind. And yeah, guys, just thanks again. Until the next one, adios.